Today's episode of Blow Jam is brought to you by Lola. Get $5 off your first month at trymylola.com/blow. Hey buddies, it's Blow Jam presents PODSMASH, the world's best podcast that reviews podcasts. I'm your esteemed host, Delia Blowjam, and I'm joined by my co-host, Ryan Blowjam.
That's me.
And we're not just some random people off the street. We actually know what the fuck we're talking about. We've been podcasting for 4 years, and we've seen 13 podcasts live, and we obsessively listen all the fucking time. Without further ado, let's just kick it off with our top podcast of the week. It's called Feed Me. It's our 3 favorite episodes that we've listened to this week. Ryan, you always do it. Come on, my buggy. What's good?
All right. My number one of my top 3 is This American Life. It's a weekly public radio show with host Ira Glass. This week's episode is called Anatomy of a Doubt. It's an older episode that's been updated. It's a story about doubt, how it germinated, spread, and took hold of an entire community. It's about a girl who got, raped, and no one believed her, and a lot of other people got raped by the same guy, and then they find out that
Wow.
she was telling the truth the whole time. There's also a Netflix show based on it called Unbelievable. So
that's the same thing.
Yeah, it's the same thing. They took it from the This American Life thing.
Shit.
So, it's a good one. It's an oldie but goodie.
Wow.
Got my number one. So, you gotta believe the ladies, man.
You do. Who would want that attention?
What?
Who would want that pushback?
Well, they thought she was acting too weird about it. Like, she was too excited, not as traumatized, but
People react in different
people deal
ways.
with trauma in different ways. Yeah, she was acting nonchalant about it, but
I don't know. That's so messed up.
Doesn't mean she's lying.
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
Believe the women.
Yeah.
This is before Me Too, probably.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You know about that.
I do know about that. But I'm glad things are getting better. At the same time, it's still hard as fuck. So, safety to women. We love you.
What do you got?
This is a silly transition because my first episode is Broken, a podcast about Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh, I listened to that one too.
It was so good because it was a dichotomy of the grooming process. There was one girl who was a talented cellist, not poor, and they saw her as an artistic person who could bring in other artistic, more upper-level girls to see Jeffrey.
Yeah, they paid for...
for a school.
So they were going to pay for a school, send her to Juilliard.
And then, stuff happened. She was, not down with recruiting other girls.
And she wasn't down with fucking either.
Yeah, she wasn't into fucking or recruiting other girls. And
so
guess what?
Guess who got stuck with a bill?
Yeah, they said they were going to pay for Juilliard, and then suddenly she gets a $100,000 bill.
That's horrible.
But thank goodness she wasn't beholden to him, and she knows that she made out, very fortunately.
But you know what the worst part is? She was from, South Africa, and she was, an immigrant.
Fleeing apartheid.
If she applied for financial aid...
She would have gotten a full ride.
She would have got a free ride. They would have paid for everything.
So they screwed her over $100,000.
They fucked her completely, dude.
Yikes.
That's infuriating. That was going to be up in my top 3, but...
I stole it.
It's okay.
That's fine. But, hey, let's talk about the second story, which is a girl who is on the wrong side of the tracks, very poor.
Oh, yeah.
And the grooming process for her was not so esteemed. The first girl, the cellist, she was hanging out in his Manhattan, mansion, townhome and all that. And then this girl... Poor girl, she was so naive, and she was just taken advantage of, that day, no grooming at all, just, he figured out who she was, and then, bam, absolutely no respect, so, it's sad, but, It's fucking sad. That's all I can
Yeah,
say.
she was like in high school, right? Like,
Yeah, she was in high school.
He's like, all you gotta do is massage this guy and he'll give you a bunch of money. And
Right.
Like, all right.
Well, at the same time, they are all in high school.
Yeah.
They are that age.
It's all pretty bad. But...
Oh, yeah, and for the first cellist, they were always joking, and by they, I mean Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine... Maxwell, thank you. They were always joking, hey, you're getting too old. You know, you're getting too old for us.
It's not a joke, actually.
It's not a joke. She really was getting too old. So they, like, needed her as a recruiter, and she had the good sense to get the fuck out of there. Shut him down.
Well, it's one little victory in that story, but...
Yeah.
A lot of girls went down, though. It sucks.
You know...
It sucks for a lot of women.
People think that the whole Jeffrey Epstein story is saturated. Nah. There is so many nuances. This podcast, Broken, is... It just sheds a lot of light, and it's very personal in its profile pieces, and I highly recommend it.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so my second one is 99% Invisible. It's a show about design hosted by Roman Mars. This week's episode is called The Kirkbride Plan. It's a story about all the abandoned asylums in the United States and how they were built. They were built as part of a treatment regimen developed by a Philadelphia doctor named Thomas Story Kirkbride. He was obsessed with architecture and how it could be harnessed therapeutically to cure people's mental illness. He had the building set up so that once the patient progressed, they can graduate to a different building and go to another building and eventually out the door. It was supposed to, they were like, their own like little communities, but it was supposed to be like that, and eventually like back into society, but it didn't work out like that. Like people ended up staying way longer than he thought they would, and because they didn't want to leave. Because it's like its own like little community. It had like golf courses and like.
Why would you want to leave?
It had like tennis courts and swimming pools and stuff. So they just didn't want to leave, and eventually like they ran out of money to pay for it, and they all got shut down. Which leads us to Binghamton, New York. We actually have one of those.
It's a gorgeous building.
On the east side of Binghamton. It's a gorgeous building.
It's like a cathedral.
Yeah, they have like a baseball field. They have tennis courts.
Townhomes and communities.
Yeah, all these little... It's like some little city up on a hill.
But it got shut down, and now it's a desolate wasteland.
It got shut down, and now it's like empty, and like all the crazy people got sent on the street.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I was younger, I used to work at... when I was in my 20s, I would have to work at Lander, and I'd have to take the 28 Robinson back. It was like 28 Robinson / Psych Center.
The bus, yeah.
That's what it said on the bus. And you're with all the Psych Center people, because they're the people in like the last building where you're supposed to go back out into society. So they make them leave for the whole day and then come back at night. So I'd be riding back with all the crazy people.
Yeah, the last stop was the Psych Center.
Yeah,
on that bus.
But like they all had like teddy bears and like headphones on.
Wow.
I always wonder what they were listening to. It's probably just like their psychiatrist saying, "It's okay, buddy, don't freak out." But
I shouldn't be laughing. It's like a serious problem. And now they're all going to prison or jail.
Now they're all in jail because
that's what we're doing with them these
They all
days.
got released into society. And same thing with Broome Developmental Center. That shut down too.
I mean, I get the dude's concept. I personally have been moved by architecture. It does like change the mood, but at the same time, if you make it too good, nobody's gonna want to leave, and it's really not gonna help rehabilitate people.
And if it's not working, you gotta like change it. It's obviously not working. Change it.
I honestly think that it's worth Googling Binghamton Asylum or Binghamton Alcohol. Psych Center. It's beautiful. It's like the prettiest building in town.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's up on the hill on the east side. It's the highest point.
I guess Binghamton University is actually renovating it, so hopefully, fingers crossed, it comes back to life.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place.
Good choice. I didn't listen to that episode.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's beautiful architecture. It's great.
Yeah.
It's so old. It's like the 1800s, right?
Yeah, it was established in 1881, if I'm not mistaken, because I have a T-shirt that says it's like turned on to mental health, 1881 to 1981. It was like the centennial,
100-year mark or whatever.
And then it closed up because,
in the 2000s, probably.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like the developmental center, and then shit.
All
Fuck.
All right, so...
Yeah, let's move on to something more lighthearted. And by light, I mean Comedy Bang Bang. Comedy show, improv comedy hosted by Scott Aukerman. And his main guest was Jason Mantzoukas, who's mad funny. He's like the de facto co-host. He doesn't come on all the time, but when he does, it's baller.
Hey, Nong Man.
Hey, Nong Man. One time Scott Aukerman said to him, like, hey, hang on, man. See, I almost did it. And it sounded, and he was like, what? Hang on, man. They made t-shirts out of it.
Yeah, it's funny.
People just go up to Jason Mantzoukas and say, hang on, man, and just walk away.
Like, he's the hang on man.
There was he told a story about how he was, like, skiing, and, like, a skier came up to him and was like, hang on, man, and then just went down the hill.
Skied off.
Yeah, skied
Whispered
away.
into his ear, he's like, hang on,
man. But
that's crazy, dude.
But actually,
Anyway.
The reason why it was my favorite is because it was the return of my favorite character, Rudy North, the
Rudy
dirtbag.
North, yeah.
Yes, played by Sean Diston.
He likes to choke people out.
Mm-hmm. Punch people in the throat and then steal their jobs.
Steal their jobs.
It's crazy. It's just fucking crazy. You have to listen to it.
And he might be immortal, and he lives inside the Speed Force.
And he took Satan's job, or the devil's job.
Then he became Satan.
I don't know. It's just mad funny.
It's quite a character, yeah.
Yes, he's the best character. And he deemed himself fan favorite. Well, guess what? He's this fan's favorite.
I think so. Besides the Timekeeper, I'm going to go with Rudy North.
The thing that he does the best is
and
like...
Febreze is pretty good.
Yeah, Febreze is a little bit racist these days.
Nick Kroll, he can't do it anymore.
No, well, he's leaving it up to the public to decide.
Yeah.
But the deal with this is, he always does a recap because there's just so many twists and turns. Nobody else does that, recurring characters. But he made his own with, like, music. And it was just nuts.
It's like
Listen to it.
It's like a movie trailer. Like,
yes.
Last time.
If you've never heard Comedy Bang Bang before, I actually think that this would be a good starting point.
Yeah, I don't know. They're like 600 episodes.
Right. I wish I wrote down what episode number it was, but just do the math by the date of this released PODSMASH and the date of that Comedy Bang Bang, you'll find it.
They've been doing it for over 10 years, right?
Mm-hmm. Their 10th anniversary special was 10 hours long.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
All right, what's your third one?
All right, my third one's Hitman. We talked about this one quite a bit.
Yeah, it's a good show.
It's a podcast about 1983 Paladin press book called Hitman, a technical manual for independent contractors. This week's episode is called King of Wild Beasts. In this episode, there are some shocking revelations about the author of this book, which I can't talk about without ruining it. But next week, we're going to have a spoilers episode, right?
Yes, next week is going to be spoiler alerts with all those podcasts that we have to be coy about and discreet.
We'll talk all about that later.
We're going to just blow everything.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But what you were telling me, I didn't really listen to it, is it's fucking shocking about the author of that book. So,
yeah, I just want to talk about it.
Yes, yeah. So listen to listen to Hitman. Sorry,
Yes,
Gangster Capitalism is my next one. And fucking next week we're gonna go hard.
Hitman Socialism.
Yeah. And there's
Capitalism.
yeah, and there's a lot of other podcasts that we want to just like fucking go deep.
There's a lot of things we wanted to say that we're just gonna say it next week. In this one podcast. So
listen now, so you know what's going on and we don't spoil it.
So if you don't like spoilers, don't listen to that one. We're just gonna be like, spoiler alert. It's called spoiler alert, and we're just
we'll alert you that there will be all spoilers.
The whole thing is gonna be all spoilers. So.
Yep. So skip it if you gotta. We don't care.
Skip it if you want.
Come back.
But yeah,
I'm excited to hear it.
Do you have another one, or?
I have one more, and it's called Gangster Capitalism. I mixed up with Hitman for no reason. And honestly, it's a nice, succinct review, which is the fact that it's a show about the college admissions scandal. Felicity Huffman, actress on Desperate Housewives, she took a plea, supposed to go 10 days in jail. But Lori Loughlin, a.k.a. Aunt Becky,
And
She
Becky.
actually, her crime was way worse, and she pleaded not guilty.
Oh, wow.
So her judgment and outcome will probably be more severe.
It's going to be worse.
Yeah.
And Becky's going to get locked up.
She should have been remorseful and all that stuff. Nah, she went the other way. Felicity Huffman did the right thing. She did the wrong thing, but she owned up to it and did her time, or is doing her time.
Well,
I
at
don't
least
really know.
she begged for forgiveness. And,
Right.
And then Lori Laughlin's like, fuck you, man. I pay for my kids to get to school.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not good.
I'm
right?
above the law.
I'm above the law. I'm Aunt Becky. Who do you think this is?
I'm fucking Aunt Becky.
I used to date Uncle Jesse. You know John Stamos? I made out with that dude. Fuck you.
Yeah.
But
Well,
anyway,
that's her defense attorney's, opening remarks. You know what
Yeah,
remarks?
it's he just comes out with he wheels out like a TV with a VCR in high school.
Old school.
And he's just like,
Plays Full House.
he's like, all right, exhibit 1. And it's just like, everywhere you look, everywhere you go, it's so hard, so hold on to.
And then he's like, look at this girl, can she commit a crime? No, she's not capable of that. It's
Crime?
Aunt Becky.
She's making out with Uncle Jesse. Look at her.
Yeah, she's got those beautiful twin boys. Anyway, I'm sorry.
Her kid should go to college for free. Look at her. She made out with John Stamos.
Yeah, she's hot.
He played with the Beach Boys. Remember that episode?
Yes.
Way down in Kokomo.
I think he played with the Beach Boys more often than that one episode.
Well, he played the congas.
Yeah.
He was actually a musician, so... Oh, but never mind. John Stamos
Yeah.
is cool.
He's cool, and you know what else is
Way
cool?
cooler than Lori Loughlin.
Mm-hmm. And you know what else is cool? It's ads.
Snow?
It's fucking ads, man.
Ice cubes.
Read the room. I'm trying to transition to ads. I'm mouthing the word ads, and you're like, snow,
Rivers?
rivers, streams,
They're pretty cool.
5 airplanes, and 300 mosquitoes, and a box full of scones.
Helicopters and Harans.
That's right. All right, here's Meds. Hey ladies, what's up girls? Let's have a little chat about feminine care and how Lola's 100% hypoallergenic cotton tampons and subscription service gives you peace of mind when it comes to your period. As someone who suffers from PMDD, which is PMS on steroids, I can't stress enough that it's nothing to be dismissed. The physical and psychological pain is real, and don't let anyone dismiss it as just being moody. Ladies should talk about their periods and destigmatize it. That's why I'm so happy that Blowjam is sponsored by Lola. They don't cure the pain, but they definitely make it that time of the month easier and less worrisome. Now, when it comes to tampon brands, the FDA doesn't require them to disclose a comprehensive list of ingredients. So it's free rein to use synthetic ingredients like rayon and polyester, and harsh chemical cleansing agents and fragrance and dyes. Every woman should worry about the shit that they're putting inside of our pussies each month. But Lola is 100% cotton with BPA-free applicators. And I especially like the subscription service. I'm too scatterbrained to remember to buy tampons until it's too late. But I get my Lola delivered in the mail, and I can choose my assortment of light, regular, and super. I choose my quantity of boxes and frequency of delivery. You can skip, change, or cancel anytime. So for you, the listeners of Blowjam, Lola is offering $5 off your first month when you go to trymylola.com/blow. Again, that's trymylola.com/blow to get $5 off your first month. And we're back. Now's the part in the show where we like to talk about what's new in the Blowjam universe. And last night was pretty eventful. We went to Galaxy Brewing Company.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we went and saw our good friend's yard party.
They fucking rocked the fuck out. I'm so happy for them. It was a good time. They have the best harmonies.
It was a lot of fun. We saw Zach at the front door. He was working the door with his mom.
Oh, Heather, she's so sweet. We were dancing together.
Yeah, you guys were dancing all night.
So. I don't smoke cigarettes. I'm like, yo, Heather, can I get a cig? Just chilling with her.
Yeah, it's a brewery, so it's like, you get all them craft beers.
It was so good.
We got a little loose. We're dancing around. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we did get a little loose. And actually, there was another band that was there. I wanted to talk to them, and I'm like, nah, I'm kind of drunk right now.
Oh, yeah.
I won't.
Boot Knife? Oh,
Boot Knife. They sound like they should do opening music for, like, Deadwood or Breaking Bad.
Or they sound like, listening to them sounded like I was trapped inside of a whiskey commercial for Jim Beam. It was like, I'm like, I went to go see that, and I'm like, is this guy actually, like, hitting a chain with, like, a hammer? But he had, like, MIDI effects, but it sounds pretty cool if you like that sort of thing, but it got a little weird after a while. I was like,
the drummer is amazing. He had a kick drum, a bass drum set up like a floor tom.
Yeah, all toms. There's no snares.
Stood up. Yeah, no fucking.
He had upside, like a sideways, like
no cymbals. I think he had a snare. He had no cymbals.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But yeah, he was standing up, playing with mallets. They were good.
Yeah.
But Yard Party stole the show, and there were so many people there. I'm so happy for them.
I think Yard Party got like way better. Like
yeah, they were always good.
They're like really harmonizing now. It's like,
they're like tight. They're fucking tight.
I don't know what they did. Maybe they like, I don't know. They harmonize like really well now.
Yeah, they started a barbershop quartet, and that's what happened. That's the story.
Very good.
What else is new?
Miscellaneous Brenda 3.
Ooh, tell us the backstory about Miscellaneous Brenda.
Oh, because, well, we're going to talk about this next.
All right, now's a perfect time.
Oh, no, we'll talk about it later. Miscellaneous Brenda is like all the miscellaneous shit that, like, I recorded for the podcast. I couldn't fit into, like, an episode, but it's still kind of funny.
And it's like a Thanksgiving tradition.
And I would group it all together, but it'd be like a story about this fictional person named Brenda.
Yeah, Brenda.
That we made up, and
she's so hot. She's flipping those hamburgers at Burger King.
So it's just like madness in between, like the story about like Brenda. It's been going on for like 2 years, and we skipped last year, so
yeah. So now we have to do 2 parts.
We're gonna do a part 1 and 2 this year.
We got some great plans for this Miscellaneous Brenda.
But we're gonna model after about
the next podcast that we're gonna talk about. Okay.
The Thing About Pam.
All right.
Thing About Pam.
Yeah, you know what? Let's go ahead and transition. So there is a podcast by Dateline. And I am so fucking glad that they did that, because if I'm watching TV and I see Dateline on, I don't really give a fuck. But as a podcast format, it's like perfect. You don't really need to see that stuff. You get your true crime podcast fix, and it's perfect. And this particular story is just mind-blowing.
Genius.
It's fucking insane.
Oh, it's great.
So the Thing About Pam, what can I say? So many things about Pam.
On my arbitrary rating system, I give the Thing About Pam 1 Tito's. That means everything.
Yeah, it's one everything.
That's the best. If you get 1 Tito, you're the best. It's
such a compelling story with so many twists and turns. And how we found out about it was actually really interesting. I'm going to play a little bit for you.
Well, Tito's our dog, so...
Yeah, by the way. Yeah, backstory, Tito's our dog.
Yeah.
And Tito is also...
So if you get 1 Tito, you're the best.
Mm-hmm. Tito is a pathological liar, just like Pam. All right, anyway...
He's also openly gay, so...
Okay. Pam's not.
I don't know if Pam is.
Yeah. All right, you just want to throw that out there in the world.
I just want to throw it out there.
When Tito was a puppy, Ryan got his mind made up that Tito was gay.
He is, man.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I support him.
He told me. It's okay.
Yeah.
He said it's okay.
He's never humped a leg, though. I don't know. He might be an ace. Anyway, whatever. So we found out about this podcast from Chris D'Elia. He was making fun of the host and how the host speaks, Keith Morrison, it's really not that bad. It's not anything that's going to annoy you. So let's listen to Chris D'Elia's impersonation of the host, Keith Morrison, doing The Thing About Pam.
Obviously, you know.
The Thing About Pam is brought to you by Dateline NBC. From Dateline NBC, Kathy Singer and Christine Fillmore.
All right, but the thing about Pam, you know, by the way, fucked Pam. That's how he's saying it. I know more about Pam. I know more about Pam than any of you know about Pam. I mean, sings it. Here, hold on. Just listen. God, I don't know who's better, the guy from Forensic File or is that guy for real?
On about 5 p.m. Then he ran errands for the next hour, filled up his tank, picked up cigarettes, dog food, couple of iced teas. He got to Mike's house for game night about 6 p.m.
Let me just show you
Left
that.
at 9.
I'll show you the part.
Stopped at Arby's and drove 30 or so more minutes to get home, clocking his arrival at 9:40, 9:45.
Okay, it's all good.
According to official records, Russ made
is
that
good. You said
911
records, but
call
okay.
at approximately 9:40
Okay,
that night.
just going through the... Oh, got a little bit dark with it. 9:30 that night. No?
Story checked out.
Oh,
But you could tell that something wasn't sitting right with detectives.
so into it.
Russ made that 911 call at approximately
Right.
9:40
But
that
you could
night.
tell... Look.
I don't think I got the right
His
soundbite.
story
Is that
checked out.
Oh,
But you could tell that something wasn't sitting right with detectives.
so good. But you could tell something wasn't sitting right.
The thing about
with detective.
Pam. But you get it, yeah.
Dude,
So
I gotta find a...
Yeah.
so that got us into that podcast.
Yes, that was a lot of good
And
exposure.
holy shit.
Holy shit. And the fact that we're telling you that Pam is a crazy bitch, that's no spoiler
It's
whatsoever.
crazy, man. This whole, take the ride. Listen to the
Yeah.
whole thing.
You gotta listen now, and so next week when we do all the spoiler alerts, you're not gonna, be mad at us.
Yeah, we're going to spoil the shit out of it.
Oh,
There's so
fuck
much
yeah.
I want to say about it. There's so much crazy shit that happens in it. It's like, it's the most fucked up thing I've ever heard in my life.
When you think it can't get more fucked up, it does.
I love it, man.
And you can't even anticipate how it gets more fucked up.
Oh, Keith Morrison's the man.
Yeah, and his whole crew. All right, anyway, sorry. That was good. I have some podcast news, if you don't mind.
Sure.
It's Delia's podcast engagement. I've been on Bunny Ears, Macaulay Culkin's podcast. I've been on the Savage Love Cast. I've been on The Worst Idea of All Time and made a small appearance on Star Talk All Stars. And now I'm trying to perform at a live Risk show.
Oh. Nice.
Yeah, Risk is always, it's always popping up in our PODSMASHes.
Are they coming to New York? Or?
Yeah, they do shows in New York City. So I pitched a show hosted by Kevin Allison. If you like the state, then you know who he is. He's the redhead gay. And I pitched a story that...
He's also the guy that was like the mailman delivering tacos instead of mail.
Oh, yeah,
Which
that's
is my,
classic.
my favorite state sketch.
He was like,
And like him and Michael Ian Black are like arguing. He's like, Michael Ian Black's like, he's like, I love the tacos, but
yeah, don't get me wrong, I love the tacos, best tacos.
I just really need my mail. He's like, are you saying you don't like the tacos? He's like, no, I love the tacos. The tacos are amazing. But here's the thing. But he's like, here's the thing. I don't have enough room in my bag for the mail and all the tacos. But he's like, well, if it comes down to it, I'd rather have my mail than the tacos. Not that your tacos are bad or anything. They're the best tacos I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
It's such a funny, like...
It's so outside the box.
I don't know. I'm sorry I went off.
No, it's okay.
It was like the funniest sketch I've ever seen. I was like laughing so hard. It's like, I love the tacos, but I really need to pay my bills.
Fucking classic 90s, like
so
shaped
good.
comedy as we know it today.
Oh, it's so good, yeah.
The story that I pitch is actually a story that I told on Blowjam. It was back in the days when I used to do South Mountain Trails bonus episode. It's the story of me and yours, our origin story, our love story.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. It's the night that we met. And it's a fucking crazy story. So if you want to hear it now and you don't want to wait for Risk to come out, because I know they'll pick me, because it's that good, listen to South Mountain Trails bonus episode 7. right here on the Blow Jam podcast feed.
Did you record that already?
The thing that I did was, I already recorded it, but there's so much more to get into. And so I just basically wrote them a brief synopsis. Like,
nice.
they would rather have you email them a story, and then they help you workshop it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so, like, instead of me, like, kind of bumbling and stumbling on South Mountain trails, walking in the woods, or whatever the fuck I was doing.
They coach you like a TED Talk or something.
Exactly. And Risk is a show about true tales boldly told. It's stuff that happens to people in their lives, and it's, like, things that they would never share. But you do it in public for the world.
It's very graphic.
Yes. And, this one is a little bit of a, R-rated story, but...
Not really.
Not really. Well...
I don't think so.
I don't know.
It's pretty G-rated.
No, it's not. Come on, the subject matter. Wonder what happened?
Of us.
Yeah. Of us.
All right, never mind. Sorry.
Okay, anyway, that's happening, and hopefully I'll be on my 5th podcast, Risk. And that's it for my news.
All right, so...
So it's Ryan's new podcast segment.
All right, so... Okay, so number 1 is the worst year ever. It's a podcast about how 2020 is going to be the worst year ever. Because of the election with Trump and stuff.
I can see
Everything's going to ramp up. It's going to be, like, so bad, man. You know how bad it is now? It's going to be so bad. So it's with host Robert Evans, Katie Stoll, and Cody Johnston. I listened to the first episode. It's called Part 1. Who can you trust in 2020? It's all about the media, who is a reliable source, and who has a fucking agenda. Fox News? Fox News? Do they have an agenda? I don't know.
No, they don't.
I don't know, but...
they're unbiased.
You're going to have to check that out to find out. America Dissected is number 2. It's a new 10-part series from Crooked Media with host Dr. Abdul El-Sayed. It's all about Big Pharma.
Ooh.
And how they charge the most money they can possibly get for a life-saving drug that is often funded by your taxpayer dollars.
Oh, that's right, because we pay for the research.
It's pretty infuriating. So, like, they charge so much money because because it's all about research and they call it, like, our research and,
development.
R&D, research and development. Like, why does it cost so much? Because the R&D. And the research and development is actually paid by you, the taxpayer.
And then they make...
It's coming out of your check every week.
Billions.
And then they charge you the most amount possible for, like, your insulin, like, your... any life-saving drug, your fucking EpiPens, everything.
I legit know people who are just like, you know what, I'm just going to die because I can't afford this. Isn't that crazy?
Man. You have to die because you can't afford this medication. And
even though we're paying for it.
Even though it's coming out of your check, so you should be enraged by this. Everyone in America. Whew.
Yeah, that's very upsetting. Crooked Media is great. That's where you get Love It or Leave It and Pod Save America, various other good shows.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, Big Pharma, fuck them.
Yep.
You should be enraged. People should be in the streets, man. Like,
there's, like, nothing these days that doesn't put you out in the streets. Like, literally and figuratively.
Yeah,
that's
I don't know.
sad.
I think we slipped into an alternate dimension or something. But anyway, my number 3 is Bring On the Weird.
You were playing the intro to me today. They sound great.
It's pretty funny. It's a show about weird things with host Elijah and Will. At the beginning of this podcast, I was like, you introduced me, and you're like, is my host, your co-host, Ryan Blackman? I'm like, that's me. But the way they introduce themselves is like, he's like, with host, Will, and he's like, that's me. And then
he's like, you're Will.
He's like, you're Will.
And you're Elijah.
He's like, that's me. And he's like, you're Elijah. That's me. And it was pretty funny. So.
Yeah.
But I started listening to the podcast because they started following me on Twitter and they RT'd me like a bunch of times. So like,
That's nice.
I'm like, holy shit.
It's even nicer that they're good.
Maybe I should review them. Let's do a couple episodes. The first one was like, it was Creepy Stories Volume 1. And I just did another one called Mothman. And then Creepy Stories is pretty good. They just told a bunch of creepypasta stories. It's kind of fun in the vein of like creepypasta podcasting. Very good. And Mothman was also good. It's all about the legend of the Mothman, which I love because of chapstick. Chapstick.
That's a good line from that movie.
It's pretty funny, yeah. That movie, Mothman. Yeah, okay, it's fine. But anyway, yes. Anything
Is that
else?
it?
Yep.
Now it's time for nays. Do you have any nays this week?
Oh yeah, I got a nay.
What is it?
My nay, surprisingly, is Every Little Thing. It's a helpline to answer the questions you can't Google. It's with host Flora Lichtman. This week's episode is called Nail Polish Naming. Who does that?
Uh-huh.
It's all about how nail polish colors get their names, and I don't give a shit about any of that. So
I don't give a shit either, enough's enough.
I felt stupid for like listening to it.
Okay, so my nay, I feel stupid talking about it right now. I actually have two nays, one of which is Harmontown. This was absolutely insane for such an established podcast. The motivation and inspiration of why I got into the game in the first place. So they put up a new episode, and it was a new description and a new title. Press play. It was the same fucking episode from last week. They really fucked the fuck up.
Oh, they put up the wrong one.
Yeah, they put up the... And so, like...
Well, I got it. It was the right one.
Yeah, because I went for it, like, that morning, and then as I'm writing this PODSMASH, I check back, and it's like, oh, it's a new one. Okay. So, it could be the world's best Harmontown, but it's in my nays, and I stand by it, because that was a rookie mistake.
Well, that's an oopsie, you know.
Mm-hmm. It's still a nay. I got another nay, too.
Okay, what is it?
This one is Profiles in Eccentricity, which I always give really good reviews about. It's a podcast about weirdos, talking about weird. I had it playing in the background at work, so honestly, like, I really don't know the full story, but what stood out to me was the fact that they went hard on the IRA. Just like, these are terrible people killing, thousands of people, just like this awful group, like really slamming them. And it's like, okay, how about the English killing hundreds of thousands of Irish, occupying their land, coming in, taking away their culture? And I took personal offense to it because I wouldn't be here in America if it wasn't for Protestant fucking oppression.
Potato famine.
Yeah, and the potato famine as well. The British were taking all of their food anyway. I'm trying to... I kind of want to get my own episode just about my family lineage when it comes to Ireland. But I'll just tell you what. My great-great-grandfather got a thorn stuck in his eye. He went to the local doctor. Local doctor was an English Protestant. Guess what? He wouldn't treat him. He got an infection. He died 2 days later in a sanitarium. And so his son ended up joining the IRA. Because what do you do? And so, Irish people, you gotta fight back. All right. Chucky at law. Yep. Chucky at law, Aaron go bra. And that means our day will come, Ireland forever.
Fuck yeah.
So, all right. That's it. Those are my two nays. You got any special shout-outs?
Yeah, I got a couple. Bunny Ears. It's a comedy podcast with host Macaulay Culkin.
I was on it.
You were, actually, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This week, his guest was Michael Swain. He's the creator of Small Beans and a former Cracked contributor. He started for Cracked. Cracked went out of business, though. But,
what is Cracked?
Cracked was like a magazine. Remember...
It was like an online forum with funny shit.
Yeah, Cracked...
and like top tens and stuff.
Yeah, it's very funny. But anyway, I like Michael Sorry. I like Michael Swain because he was in the podcast Kurt Vonnegut.
Okay.
Where him and other hosts from Cracked, they read a book every month, like Book of the Month Club type of thing.
But it's all Vonnegut?
All Kurt Vonnegut. And they actually read along with them, and I reread all the Vonnegut books.
Oh, that must have been fun.
There was some I didn't read. I was like, oh, fuck. So I'm completely versed in Kurt Vonnegut now because of Michael Swain. And I think he's a really cool and funny guy. So check out that podcast.
Plus, we were watching Jeopardy the other day, and it was all Kurt Vonnegut.
And I ran the fucking category.
Yeah, you did. You did good.
I destroyed. It's good.
Yep.
And my second shout-out is Overlooked and Undercooked. It's the boys from The Worst Idea of All Time.
I was on that show.
And Guy Montgomery.
Sorry to interrupt.
You were on that show, too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're on the Friend Zone. But,
well, yeah, whatever.
But they're back for season 2 of Overlooked and Undercooked, where they watch and discuss breakdown episodes of Rob Schneider's Netflix series, Real Rob. Check it out. you got a shout-out?
I do. And it's Reply All. So this episode...
That was good. Yeah.
That was really good. It's called 30 to 50 Feral Hogs. It was after it was after a mass shooting. I think the one in El Paso. There was a famous country music star, Jason Isbell, who tweeted, "No one should own an assault rifle." And then there was just this random person who came up or posted a comment, which was, a counter argument that was just insane. So here it is, quote for quote. "Legit question for rural Americans. How do I kill 30 to 50 feral hogs that run into my yard within 3 to 5 minutes while my small kids are playing?"
That's a real point to make.
But it makes no sense. And people were, it does make sense. That's what they investigated. But it just started this whole Twitter storm where they were making fun of it. For instance, this one, it just made me so funny. It was take me down to Paradise City where the hogs are feral and there's 30 to 50. But then it turns out there is a huge feral hog issue in Texas primarily, also Arkansas, and there's just a whole crazy backstory to it. I'm not going to get into it.
It's like a self-feeding thing because the people that hunt the hogs, they think it's fun, so they're trying to get rid of the problem, but then they keep introducing more into it because they think it's fun. So.
And they're 200 pounds, I'm sorry, but you should not have those around your small kids. I would want an assault rifle when there are 30 to 50 feral hogs surrounding your kids that are 200 pounds.
The whole thing is they underestimated it. This is fun, so let's introduce some more. Mm-hmm. But they reproduce at a rate that's so rapid that they can't even keep up with it.
Yeah, and they have very little natural predators, so it's a huge fucking problem. And assault rifles actually help in that respect.
It's actually 1,001, and you need assault rifles to shoot them from helicopters and just keep them out of your yard and killing people.
Yep. It was a good episode. I liked it.
I have a good friend, Jesse Cook. He lived in Hawaii.
Mm-hmm. He still does.
Kauai, to be more specific.
All right, who gives a fuck?
No, it's more of a untouched land.
Oh, I'm sorry, yeah.
It's not
it's not the mainland.
It's a separate island where people aren't allowed. And, he lives there, and people brought wild pigs, and they were running rampant around the island. He had to fight some wild boars and shit.
Wow. Well, he is the only person I know who could take them on.
That's no joke, but yeah, you could definitely wrestle a wild boar and probably win.
Man, I feel like we covered so much on this episode. I feel like it's been a wild journey.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I'm going to pander real quick. Please, we have so many listeners, but very few reviews. I'm just hoping, for the love of God, wherever you get your podcast, you could just whip up a little something. Whipple a little something.
Whipple some.
Slap on them 5-star-rolls.
Just whipple some.
Yeah, give us some 5-star-rolls. Whipple something up.
Give some Fitzgeralds.
Yeah, go ahead. And you know what?
Whipple some Fitzgeralds.
Follow us on social media, where, your Instagrams, your Facebooks, your Twitters. Also, check out our friends' bands. They're amazing. We got Tom Jolu. We got Yard Party. We got fucking Shout at the Robots.
The Bro Bros.
We got the Bro Bros. We got Floodlands. We got Grown Ups. We got so much more. And
Walking Distance.
Walking Distance. Fuck. I should write them all out. But they're all amazing. It's not because we're friends. Like, Binghamton is in a musical, social, Binghamton's a musical revolution right now. This is the hub for great, new, eccentric, unique music. And I'm not just fucking saying that.
It's happening.
We've been around the block, like, for real. Never seen it like this before. I'm very pumped.
We're in a musical renaissance right now.
Yes, renaissance. That's a great way of putting it. And I can't thank you guys enough for sticking with us, and really looking forward to our spoiler alert episode next week. So, for real, for me, I just want to let you know that you should listen to Hitman.
Hitman, yeah.
In full. Listen to The Thing About Pam in full.
Thing About Pam.
Listen to Root of Evil.
Oh, Root of Evil.
In full.
That's the craziest.
And there are a couple more, but what we'll do is in the intro of that episode, we'll tell you everything that we're going to cover, and you could just stop at the right point. Before, you learn anything.
So we're going to spoil the fuck out of everything.
Oh, yeah. I can't. Oh, I'm so excited. So fucking pumped.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, well, thank you guys again. We'll see you next week. Spoiler alert.
All right, PODSMASH out.